Good evening, privileged gentlemen and privileged ladies. Welcome here in the Studio-Neue Sinnlichkeit here in Berlin, Germany. May I introduce myself? I'm Mr. Thomas Wipf. I'm very proud to present you our two special guests tonight, Mr. Bin Laden and Mr. George W. Bush. This meeting intends cooperation, a movement between free people in the free world to keep peace all over the world, and not only privileging our own belongings. Today we will discuss standards, but I hope you will excuse the matter of fact that Mr. Bin Laden wants to talk in his mother language and that we translate his words into English, and Mr. Bush wanted to talk in his mother language, but well, we will try to help them both by transmission. Therefore, as a supporter, I would like to introduce you to Mr. Dietmar Moefs, a sociologist in strange affairs. Welcome, Mr. Moefs. Hello. Good evening.
Yes.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
You can see Mr. Bush and Mr. Bin Laden here undercover behind their burqas. Go to this side, I go to this side. This is
Mr. Bush.
And on this side, behind his burqa, is Mr. Bin Laden. So,
it must be warm there.
Yes, of course.
Oh,
very warm. Well, Mr. Bin Laden is an ex-member of the CIA for USA in Afghanistan, up to date on a bit more, well, I would like to say independent status of at eye level. So now I do the transmission of Bin Laden. Mr. Bush's presidency, I go now into the transmission. Mr. Bush's presidency is expiring. As you know, the Bin Laden organization stays, and our common ruling of fair play in the world politics demands our continuing integration of the holy ideas of your country.
So, Mr. Bin Laden, my follower, will continue our constitution and our cooperation with the leaders and the best guys, as you know, so especially at the step of today, the electrical world into the virtual world.
You mean Thomas Alva Edison, the greatest inventor of all time?
Yes, of course. I mean the General Electric Company
and Marriott and
yes,
Lockheed
Marriott,
Martin.
Yes, Martin Luther. Yes, and Halliburton. Yes, it's important. For
yes, and
yes,
keep your eyes open not to insult the United States of America.
I will.
And the people of the country.
No, I will not. Yes, I promise I won't. Yes. Yes, it's a great inventors like the former Edison Laboratories is a General Electric company. And
yes, and do you know that he applied for the first patent for the incandescent lamps?
Yes, I know that was. Yes, do you know when?
In the year 1879?
18 must be 18. Yes, 1800. We will say 1879. So yes,
okay.
I agree with you. Yes, and the CIA has new knowledge about the litigations against enemies who infringed the royalties of the Edison invention, and so.
Yes, we heard about that immigrant from Europe. Was it from Germany?
No, he must be from USA.
This
from
Mr. Henry Goebel, the so-called biggest fraud of all times?
Yes, a German fraudist.
And the electrification of the world?
Yes, and sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I think we just went too far in that special case. What do you say?
I would say that we went a little bit too far, that's right. No? So we end the transmission right now of Mr. Bin Laden and Mr. Bush, but we will continue in this way in the next broadcast. And I can proudly announce a real sensational item of research of our supporter Mr. Moefs.
Yes, I discover a very important original from the former time, the working contract from this workman Henry Goebel for the American company, an infringer of the Edison patent for incandescent lamp, and we will enlighten this case.
Well, thank you for coming. So, see you next time in the Studio-Neue Sinnlichkeit in Berlin.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.